唔該晒。Like Edward Lucas, I too have my yellow umbrella and my yellow tie and my yellow face mask. So I think you'd agree that I'm pretty yellow. And I want to start by applauding and really identifying with Edward's remarks, particularly his two comments. Firstly, about the wonderful Paddy Ashdown, who was one of Hong Kong Watch's founding patrons and who fought so hard for the rights of Hong Kongers and for the BNO scheme. And I also identify with what Edward said about Lithuania. The last foreign trip that I made before the COVID-19 lockdown was to Lithuania. The current Lithuanian Deputy Foreign Minister is a good friend of mine, as he is of Edward's. And just a couple of weeks ago I met with the Lithuanian ambassador in London and talked about Hong Kong. So Lithuania can definitely be an inspiration and an example to all of us. But I'm here tonight on behalf of Hong Kong Watch to join you in calling on the government to adopt the principles that are in the amendment that is being tabled and that will be debated tomorrow, to extend the rights of BNOs to young Hong Kongers, so that young Hong Kongers coming to the UK don't have to be trapped in our asylum system, but can have the same rights as every other BNO coming to the UK. And I want to applaud the cross-party group of MPs who have already added their support to this amendment. I pay tribute to Damian Green, a former immigration minister, former deputy prime minister, for tabling the amendment. It's supported by many on the Conservative side, many former cabinet ministers, including the former Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt, the chairman of the 1922 committee, Sir Graham Brady, the former cabinet ministers David Davis and Liam Fox, and David Jones, and many others. But it's also supported by many friends on the Labour side, and I'm delighted to see Afzal Khan here tonight, and we'll hear from him shortly, and many friends on the Liberal Democrat and Green and SNP sides as well. So it's truly cross-party. And I know from what I've heard from the Home Secretary that she also herself has a lot of sympathy and support for Hong Kongers. And so all we're asking her to do is to take this amendment, take the principles of what it does, and turn it into government policy and real action to make a difference in the lives of Hong Kongers. And the truth is that what this amendment does is it does not make a difference to the numbers of people coming, but it makes a huge difference to the lives of people coming. I've met many young Hong Kongers, maybe some of you among us here tonight, who are here in the UK and who are having to claim asylum because under the current rules they don't have access to BNO. And I know from what I've heard just how challenging being in the asylum system is. You cannot work. You already have the trauma of what you've been through in Hong Kong, and you have the added trauma of the uncertainty of not knowing what your rights are here and what your destiny will be here. You have the financial hardship, the emotional challenge of being away from your family and friends in Hong Kong. And we can make such a difference if we just allow you to be on the same pathway to BNO citizenship in this country as every other BNO. So I call on everybody in Parliament to support this amendment. I call on the government to adopt it, and I hope that tomorrow we will have good news to celebrate, and that we will be able to welcome everyone who's already here onto a pathway to citizenship, and we'll be able to offer that lifeline to those young people in Hong Kong who need urgently to get out. 93%, according to research that Hong Kong Watch recently published, 93% of those arrested and charged and put on trial and imprisoned as a result of the 2019 protests are under the age of 25. So this age group is the most vulnerable age group. It is the age group that we should be putting the most effort into helping. And I just end by saying two final things. Too many of my friends, and no doubt so many of your friends and relatives, too many of my friends in Hong Kong are already in jail. I don't want to see any more of my friends in Hong Kong imprisoned, and nor do I want to see any more Hong Kong friends stuck in the asylum system in this country. So this offers a way forward and a lifeline to those who need it. And the last thing I will say in preparation for tomorrow is Guang Fuk Hong Kong, Si Doi Gak Ming, Ga Yao.